The Latino media network, an activist group bankrolled by the far-left billionaire George Soros, is intent on purchasing 18 Hispanic radio stations currently owned by Univision and put former Clinton and Obama staffers in charge of the operation. If it goes through, the deal, which still is pending FCC approval, could lead to the silencing of more conservative Latino voices and the use of the platforms to drive a left-wing agenda. The left is terrified that Latino voters are becoming too conservative, and they will spend big to prevent that from happening. Here to discuss is former Radio Mambi host and current Americano media host, Dania Alexandrino. Dania, thank you so much for being here. This is pretty scary stuff. So we've got a group tied to a white leftist billionaire who's trying to manipulate the public airwaves to influence Latinos. You resigned from it's a pretty iconic station, Radio Mambi, in Miami. Over this potential sale, because it's one of the stations that Soros wants to buy. Talk to us about this and what worries you the most.
Thanks for having me, Tom. Well, one of the first things I want to say is, this is a deliberate attempt at silencing Hispanic conservatives, and it's led by the Hispanic Congressional Caucus, which I happen to nickname the Hispanic Communist Congressional Caucus, because their attempts at silencing voices they do not agree with are very much like the likes of regimes like Fidel Castro in Cuba and Nicolás Maduro in Venezuela. And this has been going on for a very long time, believe it or not. I have another show in Central Florida, and my congressman in Central Florida, Darren Soto, has been leading the effort to try to silence voices like mine. And he actually celebrated the purchase of Radio Mambi. And it's an insult to elder Hispanic audiences for a congressman like Darren Soto to say that they don't know how to think on their own, and that people like myself, who have a conservative radio show, have any sort of say as to what they think and how they think. And that's part of the leftist mentality. Yeah. They want to continue to tell people what to think, and they do not respect those who can think on their own.
Yeah, well, they think, the left thinks that all African Americans are monolithic, and they just should do whatever the left tells them to do. And the same thing with Latinos. It's interesting. Radio Mambi was founded to drive sort of anti-communist. It sort of had an anti-communist underpinning, and yet this guy Soros is trying to buy it. Dania, these are public airwaves, but it's clear from the investors that they have a political agenda in operating these stations. Should the FCC even approve this purchase?
Well, of course they shouldn't, but we know they're going to do it because they're led by leftists with the same type of mentality of silencing those they don't agree with. It's evident that that's what their goal has been from the beginning. They want to silence those of us that have the courage to call out all of the lies that they constantly tell the Hispanic audience. Democrats have been using Hispanics as political pawns every election cycle, whether it's Puerto Ricans, whether it's immigrants from Cuba, from Venezuela. They've been using us as political pawns every single election cycle. And Hispanics have been fed up. They've started to wake up. They've started to realize, you know what? This is not why I left my country. This is not why I came to the United States of America. I came here in hopes of accomplishing the American dream. I don't want a government telling me what to do, because I would have just stayed in my country if that's what I was hoping to for. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of Hispanics waking up and realizing that this is not why they came to this country for.
Yeah, last month, Senator Rick Scott sounded the alarm on the sale. He was hosting a roundtable with fellow Senator Marco Rubio to call out the dangers of this. Take a listen.
It's not a business transaction. It's a transaction to try to make sure Marco doesn't win his race. And the congressmen and congresswomen here at Miami don't win their races, and we don't win state races. This is all an effort. This is what socialism does, communism does. They want to silence people.
Dania, what has been the reaction of the Latino community, if any, or is there a danger here that people aren't paying attention and that leaves them open to being manipulated in this way?
I can tell you from my experience with my audience, they're very much awake. Hispanics are awake. They are not part of this woke mentality of manipulation. They're awake. Hispanics are conservative, are culturally conservative. We fear God. We are pro-family, and we are pro-country. One of the things that we learned growing up is there were two things that you, as a child growing up, you feared is, you would get in trouble. If you were misbehaving, mom would say, God's going to punish you. And if not, you would have the flying chancleta coming your way. Mom would take off her flip-flop and it would, throw it at you from anywhere. So those were the only two things us Hispanics feared as children. We feared God punishing us for misbehaving, and we feared mom's chancleta. But we also are very family oriented. These are the same values as the Republican Party. We fear God. We love family. Hispanic families are so big that we consider family, even the neighbors. We have aunts that are not really blood related, but we call them aunts and uncles. And so that's what familia is to us. And for the Democrats to constantly insult our intelligence and to continuously doubt the fact that we come here because we're aspirationals. We come here because we value family. We come here because we value a good education for our children, and telling us what we can and cannot do with our children. And Hispanics have been waking up for a while. And we saw this in Virginia with the victory of Glenn Youngkin. When you tell a Hispanic mom that she cannot decide what you're going to teach her child, oh, you better watch out, because you don't mess with a Hispanic mom and you don't mess with her pocket. And that's what's been going on in this country.
Well, Congresswoman Mayra Flores just said the same. She said the same thing. Talk to people about your grandma's values and your parents' values. We need to teach children to hold on to those things. Well, we know that you're in the fight, Dania, and we're going to keep on top of this story. This is incredibly important, and we appreciate you being with us. Americano Media host Dania Alexandrino, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tom. And I would like to invite everyone, if you just give me a couple seconds, to tune in and download the Americano Media app, because we have a lot of great things planned for the Hispanic community. And we need everybody's support to continue to educate our people of our Hispanic conservative values.
Terrific. We'll check back in with you.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. I want to tell you about the Patriot Gold Group. But first, let me tell you that the S&P has already lost $8.2 trillion in 2022. Did you know that? Peak inflation is not even hit despite the Fed rate hikes on groceries, on gas. You know it as well as I do. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are warning of another 20% drop. Inflation is winning in a knockout right now. The Fed is going to raise rates again at the end of July. Meanwhile, Goldman, Wells Fargo, and Bloomberg are all forecasting gold to surpass all-time highs. If you want to invest in gold, call 888-936-2373 now. Call the Patriot Gold Group today and ask about their no-fee-for-life IRA. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Here's the number, 888-936-2373, 888-936-2373 for the Patriot Gold Group.